In a recent post on his website, Bobby Jindal lashed out at society and the father of the Oregon shooter for what happened to the college, the Umpqua Community College shooting. All right. So on Tuesday afternoon, Bobby Jindal published a self-described sermon on his campaign website, addressing that what he believes are the root causes of mass shootings. Now get this. I wonder if he's going to mention guns as one of the possible problems. If you said no, then you're probably right. These clauses, according to him, include, but not limited to, the idea of cultural decay, violent video games, absent fathers, and the general devaluing of human life. Basically, abortion. All right. So on this, I'm pretty much going to say, already fuck Bobby Jindal. What a piece of shit. This man is an absolute piece of shit. And I'm going to get to a quote here that shows why. So what he wants to do on this is he wants to blame, for one, as I said, violent video games. Now, study after study, violent video games are actually not the cause of violence. But he said, quote, shallow and simple-minded liberals will continue to blame pieces of hardware for the problem, meaning guns, and they will long for the days before firearms are invented. Well, okay, well, so he says you shouldn't blame pieces of hardware. What do you think you're doing when you're blaming video games? You're blaming hardware and software. You're also blaming movies, media. That also involves hardware and software. You're going to blame movies and video games for shootings, but not at all mention any of the guns. Now, he's also going to blame movies, as I had mentioned, as the basically violent depictions in the media. Well, once again, you can't just point to that. Normal people don't go and shoot up a school after watching a violent movie. After watching, I don't know, The Expendables or something like that, people don't go up and start saying, yeah, I'm going to go up and shoot something. No, normal people don't do that. People who are mentally disturbed and have easy access to weapons, those are the guys who do that. Or people who are terrorists and have a political agenda. They go out and do that. Not normal people. So you want to pin this on video games, or on movies, or on media, or on rap music. That's just absolute bullshit. Another thing that he wanted to blame it on is single mothers. Yeah, he actually wanted to blame fathers who aren't there. Oh, we have a lack of fathers in our communities. You know who he's targeting? The black community. We have a lack of fathers. Well, most people who are, most of the mass shooters, maybe some of them do come from single parent households. Most of them are white. Most of them are male, and most of them are generally have issues with relationships and mental illness. You want to blame single mothers for that? That's what you want to do. Fuck off. All right. Now, on the issue of where he says, well, we devalue human life. No. People like you, some people in the GOP devalue human life all the time. For example, this is the same party that wanted to eliminate birthright citizenship and send migrants back into war zones, in places where our drug war has enriched the drug cartels. These are people that support the death penalty, killing people. These are people that support, shooting black people, the cops. He had it coming. He was a thug. You want to say how we devalue human life as a society? You might want to check your own house before you start throwing stones, because I can guarantee you can see through the walls. Now, he also says in this post, he writes, it's the old computer axiom. Garbage in, garbage out. We fill our culture with garbage, and we reap the result. Garbage in, garbage out. Now, that's funny, because that kind of explains Bobby Jindal and the GOP itself. You put garbage in, you're going to get garbage out. And it kind of explains, as I said, the right wing. You feel people like Dylan Roof, the idea that certain people are coming after your rights. Certain groups of people are coming after your women. Remember, when he shot up Charleston, when he shot up that church, he went in there and said, look, I'm sorry, but you're raping our women. You're raping our women. You people are the problem. You people are the problem. Where did he get those ideas? I wonder where. I wonder where he gets those ideas. I think I already know. And I think you do too. They tell these people they're coming after your rights. They're coming after your women. They're coming after your welfare. They're going to get welfare. They're taking money out of your pocket. They're taking something that you were told was yours to begin with, which is not. When you do that, and you add mental illness into the mix, you're going to create some fucked up people that are going to do some fucked up things. And you stir that in with easy access to guns and weaponry, and you, of course, have a disaster in waiting. And that's exactly what happens in a lot of these situations. Now, what's even more depraved is that Jindal decides to also go after this guy's dad. Now, this guy's dad was horrified at what happened. And he asked, well, how did he get access to all these guns? He shouldn't have had access to these guns. The guy knows his kid. Knows he has problems, mental problems. Society, social problems. Kid has some issues. Why the fuck does he have access to guns that he can get legally? And yes, some he got from his mom. Well, his mom's a different story. She was a gun nut. She was absolutely a gun nut that was like, no, I take my son shooting. That's crazy. That's crazy. Why would you allow your mentally, your son that has mental issues and issues fitting in and a lot of resentment to have easy access to weaponry? That is not a personal responsibility situation here. That's a situation where you did not have enough personal responsibility to take care of your son. But no, he's going to blame the father. Jindal's going to blame the father here. He's a complete failure as a father. He should be embarrassed to even show his face in public, wrote Jindal. He's the problem here. Not the guns, not the easy access to guns, not even the mental illness. But no, society, garbage in, garbage out, that's to blame. That's the problem here. As well as the dad. He should totally be embarrassed. No, you know what? You should be embarrassed. Payush, you're the failure here. This guy doesn't even register in the polls, okay? And not only that, but he's a brown guy pretending to be a white guy, and he's doing so by hating other brown people. Okay. All that aside, his governorship is an absolute fucking joke. Let me go through some of the triumphs of the Jindal governorship. Now, Louisiana has the second highest rate of deaths by firearm per 100,000 people. That's second only to Alaska. You have the second highest firearm death rate. Maybe the culture in Louisiana that you're presiding over isn't very good. Garbage in, garbage out, right? Garbage in, garbage out. Louisiana also has one of the lowest graduation rates in America. You have less people graduating. You have less people getting education. Why? Maybe it's because of your governorship cutting funding to education, not focusing on letting people get the opportunity to do better. That's on your shoulders. That's on your government. You built that. More, Louisiana has one of the highest teen pregnancy rates in America. Once again, that's a failure of leadership, Payush. A failure of leadership. Louisiana also has some of the highest poverty rates in the country, scoring third in 2013 with nearly 20% of its citizens living below the federal poverty line. They get more money back than they pay into the federal government. And he wants to say that this father should be ashamed of himself, should be embarrassed to show his face in public. Please. Bitch, please.